Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Today I'm going to show you how to rebuild the rear caliper on our 2008 Honda CBR600 RR. All you need is this little seal kit and a couple of tools. So let me grab those and I'll show you how to get it done. Let's go over some of the tools you're going to need to get this done. You're going to need a 32mm socket to take care of that the axle bolt, a 6mm Allen, 8mm socket again, and then various wrenches, a 8, a 10, and a 12 should get it handled. You're going to need a little angle Phillips to get that upper cover off the fluid reservoir, regular Phillips, then a few pick tools, and then a decent just regular 3/8 ratchet. That's all you're really going to need to get this done. Alright, first thing we need to do is go ahead and hook up our extractor, and we're going to go ahead and pull the fluid out of the system. Otherwise it'll just run over everything and make a big mess. I want to go ahead and remove this, otherwise it would have a hard time pulling the fluid down. Alright. And go ahead and extract it. And that should get the majority of it out of there. Next, let's go ahead and break this hose loose up top. Make sure you don't lose either one of your crush washers. Next, let's go ahead and pull that pin on the brake pads themselves, get them out of the way. We can pull that front pivot pin. Next we need to get that rear tire off, so let's go ahead and lift her up in the air. And get these pinch bolts off, or broken loose at least. And we're going to let the tire go forward, that way we can get the chain off. Alright. Alright, now she's off. Well, once you get that the tire out of the way, then this actually just pulls off that pivot pin right here. Alright, so let's head over to the teardown bench and we'll get this thing pulled apart. Alright, we're over at the teardown bench, and first thing we need to do is go ahead and get this piston out of the caliper bore. Now listen, I'm going to use just the high pressure to get it out, but you need to be really careful with that. You just don't want to cram it in there and gun it, because it will fire out of there like a cannon. So just a little bit of pressure is all that's going to be required to push it out. And there she goes. Alright, first you want to inspect the piston. That looks to be in good shape. No pit marks anywhere. When would you actually really need to do this procedure? Well, if you've got fluid leaking out of the caliper, obviously that's a reason to go in and look at this and replace the seals. Second, if you're prematurely wearing out your brake pads because the piston's not moving freely in there, getting caught up, maybe has some dirt that's keeping it from moving, that'd be another reason. Alright, there are actually two seals that go up inside here, and I'm just going to pick them out with this tool. The outer one is more or less just a dirt/dust seal, and the inner one is the one that actually withstands all that pressure. Looking inside the bore, looks to be perfect. We're just going to clean it up with a little brake cleaner and then get it put back together. Alright, got it cleaned out, dried out. We're going to go ahead and put the seals in there with it still dry, but when we go to put in the piston, you need to go ahead and put some DOT4 brake fluid on it. Yeah, that larger one or the thicker one, of course, goes down the bottom. It'll be fairly apparent which one goes where, because there's so much of a difference in the thickness of them. Alright, they're in. Get some fluid down on the bore, then on the piston, and let's get her pushed back in there. There she goes. Alright, let's get the table out of the way, then we'll get this put back on. Want to put a little bit of grease on the pivot pin right here, and then also on this one up top. No need to tighten this down yet, we just want to get it started. Then we can get our tire back on. Then let's go ahead and get our upper line connected, because I don't want any contaminants to get in there. Crush washer at the top and on the bottom, otherwise it will leak. Alright, with that in place, let's go ahead and get our brake pads back in there. Push up against the springs and put your pivot pin in. The torque on this is 13 foot-pounds, so if you want to get out your torque wrench to get that set, then go back, tighten up your front pivot pin. Let's get that hose tightened up now. Well, alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up. All that's left at this point is to go ahead and readjust your chain tension, and then go ahead and refill and bleed your brake fluid. And if you would, just reference those other two videos and I can show you how to get it done. Alright, well if you need any of the parts that we used on this project, come see us at partzilla.com and we can get you taken care of. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Until next time, we just want to say thanks for watching.